Okay, so once again, good evening, all of you, and thanks to join this today's session. And today's session is very important for the data analytic purpose. So, once again, a very good evening to all the participants joining us today. And I am Dr. Benson and warmly welcome you to day 5 of our ongoing training program on Python Essential for Data Science. In today's session, we will dive into one of the most important libraries in the data science ecosystem, Pandas. If you have ever wondered how analysts and scientists handle large volume of the structured data efficiently, Pandas is the answer. We will explore the key concepts such as creating and manipulating the series data frame, how we can import data from CSV or Excel file, performing powerful operations like filtering, sorting, grouping, and much more through hands-on examples. Whether you are new to data analysis or the looking to strengthen your skill, today's session is going to be packed with the insight and real-world applications. Before we begin, I encourage you to open your Jupyter Notebook or Google Colab environment and get ready to code along with me if possible for you. And let's now begin our journey into the world of the data handling using Pandas. And once again, thank you again to all the for your active participation in this ongoing workshop. So right now I am going to share my screen and then let we discuss everything. This is my entire screen I have shared with you. Okay. And along with the at this place, this is the okay. So this is the Anaconda. So in the last lecture, we discussed about how you can install the Anaconda, and from that place, how we can use our Jupyter Notebook. So when you will open Anaconda Navigator in your system, this interface will look like in this way. And when you will scroll down, okay, and here you can find the Jupyter Notebook. So this is the Jupyter, and from this place you will launch this notebook, and it will take a few seconds. Yes. So when you will launch this Jupyter Notebook, the interface will look like in this way. So what you will do, because I have shared many files which are built in Jupyter Notebook, and as you know, we can use in Google Colab as well as Jupyter Notebook. Okay. So all those files which we use in the Google Colab, the same you can easily do here. So what I am doing here, first you can see this is the new one, and from this place you can create the folder. Okay. So here I give the title workshop on Python. Okay, for data science. So this is the folder which I have created, and in this folder, I will upload the file. Okay, from this place you can easily upload the file, and the file which I have created for you for the today's session, I will share with you after the session. Okay, you can easily use by using the same way. From click from this place, and you can say this is my download. This is my download. Okay, and this is the file lecture number 7A. So this lecture will be divided into two parts. In the single lecture, we are not able to cover everything. Okay, so tomorrow also we have the same session, but partially we will cover today. So you can see in this folder, which I just now create, the file is here inside. Whenever you have several files based on the Jupyter notebook or the Excel file, CSV file, if you will create a folder and all the files are exist in your current directory, then while using or you need to import the file, it is quite easy and you need not require to assign the path. Okay, so that's why we will always create the folder inside the Jupyter, and after that we will upload all the content regarding one task. Okay, whether you are doing some working on the project or you are doing some experiment or you have the several files, if you will create the single folder and all the files which you want to use, if this will be in single folder, this will be very simple to use, because for the data analytic, if you have the large data, and sometimes we have several files of CSV file or Excel file or other type of the data like of the images, and again images are in the format of JPG or PNG. Okay, so all these when we have the in a single folder, so everything will be very easy to manage. Okay, so when you will double click on it, this file will open. Just you need to double click on the file after uploading, and this will open, and the file is looking very fine. Okay, so from this place we can we will discuss everything. Yes. So the today's session will be data handling with the pandas, and let's discuss one by one. Okay. So I fix everything for me, and actually, as I told you yesterday, pandas is also again depend upon NumPy. Okay. So by using the NumPy, we have this pandas, and will help us to handle large data set. So this is the overview about this, what we are going to cover during under this library. Okay, so Pandas is a powerful and flexible Python library, specially designed for the data manipulation and analysis. It provides two core data structure, series and data frame, that allows users to efficiently store, access, manipulate structured data. Okay, so during in this entire session, combining the tomorrow's session also. Okay, so we can easily create and understand the series and data frame. We can import, export data from CSV or Excel file, inspect and clean data set. We can use several filters, sort, slice data based on the conditions, whatever we need. Okay, according to that we can do, and also we can have the data frame. Grouping data is also there. Okay, group data for aggregation and analysis. Then we have the handling missing values effectively, merge and concatenate multiple data set, apply custom functions for data transformation. So all these tasks we can perform by using this pandas. Okay, so this module which we have created based on the pandas equip learners with the essential tool to prepare and analyze real world data set, forming a foundation for deeper data science and machine learning applications. So here is the in the beginning little bit is some basic information about the pandas. So here is the just like introduction about the pandas. Okay, and yes. So why pandas is important? Pandas play a critical role in data analysis by providing easy to use tool for data cleaning, transformation, exploration, and summarizing. Its power data structure like series and data frame make it simple to organize and manipulate complex data set. Okay, so sometimes when we collect the data and from the in the form of CSV or Excel file, we have to prepare the data for data analytic or for the machine learning models. Okay, so with the help of a Pandas library, all the data cleaning process we can do in a very easiest way. And here are the some key reasons why Pandas is essential in data analysis. Efficient data handling, we can by with the help of this Pandas, we can easily write data from various sources like CSV, Excel, SQL, etc., and detect the handle missing or inconsistent data. By using the same, we can quickly explore pattern, trend, and outliers, which will make very helpful while we have the data and which type of the data inside our just like the CSV or the other format. Okay, and we can have the grouping, filtering, sorting, merging, and reshaping data by using the Panda library. Okay, and also we can have the integrations works seamlessly with the other libraries like NumPy, Matplotlib, and scikit-learn. Okay, so other libraries like Matplotlib and scikit-learn, as we discussed yesterday, that all these libraries are also depend upon NumPy, and all these libraries which we are talking about, the NumPy, Matplotlib, scikit-learn, and Pandas, all these work together and make easy our task which we are working on the large complex data set. Okay, so here these are the some key features. We can skip this part, you can easily go through. These are the same content. Okay, so these are the some common use cases of the pandas: handling nulls, formatting columns, renaming, and type conversions. We can use pandas, and for descriptive studies, data visualization, preparation, and summarization. Then we can use for the data transformation like filtering, reshaping, encoding, creating new column. We can use it for the combining data from different sources, merging sales and, for example, merging sales and customer data. We can use for the time series, just like stock prices, financial data, or temporal trend modeling. Okay, we can export processed data when we have the data cleaning and data is ready to use for the data analysis purpose or for the to develop some like machine learning model. So we can save clean data set to various format, just like CSV, Excel, JSON files we can easily do. And then after we can use in for the input for machine learning models. Okay, at the last 1 day or 2 day, we will work on the machine learning model by using these libraries. Okay, because when we are able to use all type of the libraries for the data analytic, then after we can think about the machine learning models. And I will try to demonstrate some 2 or 3 models during our this ongoing workshop. Okay, so we can use for the machine learning model, just like feature selection, scaling, data set separating for the machine pipelines. Okay, and here are the uh, pandas data structure. We have two type. One is series and other is data frame. Okay, series is one dimensional labeled array and data frame will be two dimensional labeled data structure. Okay, so here we are going to start now first series one dimensional labeled array and how we can use this pandas library. Okay, so whenever you have any question, you can raise your hand. I will allow you to unmute your mic. Okay, but the thing is your mic must be keep muted and only it is required then you can unmute. Okay, so it is very important since when we, sometimes by unknowingly click unmute button and echo is created. So the users or the participant at that moment don't know the mic is unmuted from their side. Okay, so disturbance, create and we all disturb. So we need to follow the portfolio of ongoing workshop, as you know, to make more understanding and without any kind of the disturbance. So first of thing, we need to import the libraries. Okay, you are very familiar about the NumPy, and then we need to import the pandas as PD. So as we use in the previous lecture, NumPy is NP. In the same way, we are using pandas library as PD. So brief introduction about the what is pandas we have discussed and what are the use. But now we have the examples how we can use pandas. Okay, for data frame and manipulating, access the data, and many more. So with the help of example, we can easily understand, but you need to keep in touch during the session. Okay, so let's start. At this place, you can see first we need to create a series from the list. So you can see this is the data, okay, in the form of list. Okay, so in the list all the element, we have separated with the comma, and left side and right side we have the square bracket. So this information will store inside my data. Now by using the pd dot series, so this will generate the series. Okay, so when you will run this shell, okay, how you can run this shell? Either you will press shift plus enter. You will press shift plus enter. Okay, so this shell will, you see that I run this shell directly. Okay, and you can see there is error. Okay, this error must not be occur, but you can see error is there. Okay, the thing is that I did not run this part because first we need to import these libraries, only then we can perform this task. Okay, so first I have to run this cell so that these required libraries can be imported inside. Okay, is np and pd, only then we can do this task. Okay, control and enter, and now you can see if you will press this one. Okay, NumPy 2.26 as it may crash. Okay, version of NumPy modules must be compiled NumPy 2.0. Actually, I do not use this system from a long time, and here is the error. The NumPy may be corrupt. Don't worry. So we check the problem. The file I created by using the other system, and just now I transform this file in this pip install NumPy, and then okay, and pandas. Okay, it is fine. And now once again I'm trying if possible. Otherwise, I have to reinstall. Okay, the module that was compiled using NumPy. The problem is inside the NumPy library. So what I have to do? Okay, please 1 minute. Hmm, I'll share the screen. Please give me 1 minute. Please stay connected. I am solving the problem. It will take less than 1 minute. Okay. Okay, I check version less than 2 is also not working. I have started the other system and just I am going to share the screen. So, okay. You know, other system I has been started and sharing. Yes. So I need to share my screen only from the space. Yes. So now this is my anaconda. You can see visible. Perfect. Okay, now we will do all these things from this place. My anaconda is opening. And in this, from this system, I prepare this file, and the folder is Pandas library. Okay. So here inside, this is the file which we need to cover here. Fine. Okay. So we were talking about here address space. Yes. So I have to start from these libraries, as you can see, perfectly visible. Just what you will do, you can shift and enter. So first you need to import these libraries. Okay, and you can see on the top left side, libraries are being imported. Okay, and it will take a few seconds. And after that we can use. Now you can see the number is 1. It means the libraries has been imported. Now this shell will work. Okay. So when you will execute this shell, and we have this data in the form of list store inside my data, and this will generate the series. Okay. So when you will execute, yes, this is the series, and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the index. And inside the data, you can see in the first column. This is the indexed column, but actually the main column is this one where the elements are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and this is the data type. Okay. If you want to change these label, which are starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, quite easy. We will assign the labels, say A, B, C, D, E. Okay. There are 5 elements and 5 labels are required. And these labels are stored inside labels, and then we are using pd.series, and it is very quite easy to assign new labels. Okay. So what is there? First, in the first, you can see here is the data. Data is equal to my data, which is at place, and index is labels, which we give the names of the labels are A, B, C, D, E. We can assign any name according to our requirement, our desire, and as you want to manipulate, you can do. Okay. So when you can see when we will execute this shell, you can press Control Shift, Control and Shift and Enter. Okay. So shell will be executed, and you can see that on the left side, the labels are A, B, C, D, which is very quite simple. Just you need to store the values inside the label. Okay. And you keep in mind how many elements are there in the list. Okay. So according to date, you have to assign the labels. And here we are using the alphabets, which will be text, which will be stored as a string. Okay. And the index is equal to this. So PD, we are using here pandas. Pandas, inside we have series. So the data is here like in the format of series. That's why we are combining here both the data type. Okay. And when you will execute, we have this new label. Now I'm allowed to you to unmute your mic. Okay. And if you have any question, you can ask from me. Yes. Toshika Lata.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I want to ask, like, why we are writing different kinds of, code in different shells. Like in C, C++ or Java, we write code in a single, uh, like in a file. So here the import statements are in a different shell, and
Actually, see here, what I'm doing, I copy this shell and then come here, at this place. Okay. and say all the things are in the single cell, you can create single file. But if we have the long program and see what happened here, same thing is here. Okay, this is the data, this is the label, and we are combining at this place.
So that means, sir, we can
Yes,
join
we
all.
can.
Okay, fine,
Yes,
fine.
yes, we can. Yeah, we can combine all the program in the single
Lines
cell.
of code.
But yes, yes. So if actually the thing is, some of the participants are new. If we break all these programs, the statements in the small part, these are easy to understandable. Okay, so
Okay,
there
sir.
is no. Yeah, this is the main reason. You can do everything. If you want to do everything in the single file, you can do. Okay,
Thank you,
so
sir.
here, okay, ma'am. Okay, okay. So here you can see we have uh, B is equal to, you can directly use this statement. Okay, and when you will execute this statement, this shell. Okay, so here we have B is equal to PD dot series, and this data is stored inside B. Okay, so this is the PD series along with my data and labels are there. This information stored inside B. Okay, this is the variable. And if you want to print the variable, either you will use a print B, or you can directly simply write at this place B. The meaning is that we want to display the data inside B. Okay, so that's why we have A, B, C, D. You can see here, and 10, 20. In the first column, we have the assignment new labels, and in the second column we have the values of the list. Okay, so in both the way you can use easily. Then after you can see in the next example.
Hello?
In the next example, yes, please.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Abudkar.
Yes,
Yes, please.
yes, sir. I'm using one of Google Color because I'm finding the Panda installation difficult. So in the Google Color, I'm trying to include the same program, the command, but it's not giving the expected results. So I don't know, is there any difference between the color and the Panda?
Abudkar, your voice is getting some like echo, and the voice is not clear. If possible, can you text me? Okay, Pandas is one of the library which help us to manipulate the data frame and create the series. Okay, so just like as we discussed yesterday, NumPy, in the same we have the Pandas. Okay, just helping us to manipulate the data and manage data, cleaning the data, and many more. There are so many applications of the Pandas, and with the help of Pandas, Pandas help us for the data analytic, cleaning the data, and apply all type of the statistical methods. Okay, so main purpose is to helping for the machine learning models and data analytic and many more. Okay, but mainly it creates data frame, one array or 2D type like series and both the data frame, and we can easily access the elements, rows, and we can all type of manipulations we can do inside the data set. Whenever we have any kind of the data, and sometimes we need to clean, we have to, there are some null shells which are not required, and if there is null shell that create, we are not able to apply statistical method or the formulas. So we need to clean, we have to fill the values if there are some values which are named. Okay, so this type of the problems we can easily manage by using this Pandas. Okay, and during this session, I will present all this type of the demonstration with the help of examples how we can use. Okay, so this is the only just a library. There are 4 libraries, just like NumPy, Pandas, then Matplotlib, Seaborn, okay, and scikit-learn. So all these libraries are very helping, specifically for the data analytic. Okay, So here you can see we have is one more example here. Panda series using NumPy array. Okay, so what is there inside in this statement? We are creating an array, and then with the help of this array, we can easily create series. See here. So here is my data. My data is stored at this place. Okay. And here is the my data. If you want to copy from this place and use here. Okay. You can use it at this place here. Okay. So this is the data and store here my data. Okay. This data is in the form of list, but we are creating array by using NumPy. We do all these this type of the examples we presented yesterday. Okay, so array will store at this place, then this will print the array. See, this is the array. So from this array, we will create series. Okay, so what you will do, you will do pd.series. This is the function which will convert the data in the form series. Okay, so data is equal to array. This variable we are using address space. And when you will execute, see, we have this is the same series. And after that, you want to assign the labels. And here you can see the labels are index are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we can again assign the label, new labels. Okay, as we do previously. So labels we have chosen already A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so A, B, C, D. So the same we are using here labels, and you can check in the top. We store at this place. These are the labels. Okay, same labels we are using for this place. Here are the labels. Okay, and when first you need to execute this session, this is the array. Then we have the series. Okay, then we need to create AD series with the new label. Okay, here index are 0, 1, 2, 3, and now the labels will be A, B, C, D. Okay, you can see A, B, C, D, E. Okay, here we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here these are the element for the data, our data, and this index is changed into A, B, C, D. So in this way, this is the very simplest way. Okay, just to pass the data what you have and index which you have assigned the labels. Very simple. Just you need to understand the syntax which we are using at the place, and will help you to use. No programming is required. Just follow the syntax, and all these syntax which we are using for manipulation will help you. Next, we have the example. Here you can see this is the dictionary, Panda series using the dictionary. Okay, so in the dictionary, we have the key, just like which you can see at the page A, then B, then C, and D. These are the keys. Okay, A, B, C, D, and after colon, these are the respective values. So the values of A is 100, that of B is 200, that of C is 300, and for D we have is 400. So this is the dictionary, and when you will run this code, okay, so you can see this will appear like in this way at this place you can see. And from this dictionary, we can easily create series. Okay, and here you can see when you will execute. Okay, so here in the first column, these are the keys which are the index now A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, and these are the respective values of A, B, C, D. And this is the easiest way. Okay, so again, if you have the pd.series data is equal to label, if you want to check the label, okay, data is equal to label. Okay, when you will execute, and you can see these are the labels which we have stored inside a label, okay, in the previous shell. Okay, and these are A, B, C, D, E, and these are the index for these labels. Okay, so this is also one type of the data. Okay, in labels we store the values A, B, C, D, E. Okay, and for this we have these are index now. If during session you have any question, don't hesitate, you can ask from me. Okay, so here PD dot series data is equal to sum. This is the one of the data. We have the key sum, and this is the other function. Okay, so these are the when you will use this PD dot series, this will return the values. So sum is inbuilt function, which is sum, and len, which is used for length. Okay, this is also the inbuilt function inside pandas. Okay, and data type, these are the object. Now in the section 2.2, grab info from pandas series. Again, it is very simple to grab or the access the values. See here, this is the another way to store the information. We have this is the series, and we are using here PD dot series. Okay, so this is the data. We are using here two things, data and the index. Both we have to use here, because if we are not using the index, then what will be there? The index will be by default assigned to the values which will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay, so if you will assign the index here, this is the index which we are using for 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here the index we are using the colors red, green, blue, orange, and for 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this information will be stored inside series 1, and when you will use here series 1, this is used to print the data set. Okay, so this will print the data which is inside series 1, and you can execute, and you can see these are the values. Similarly, this is the we have the another series, and here PD dot series data is at place 1, 9, 5, 4. This is the data, and index we are using the colors red, green, yellow, orange. So in the place of blue we have yellow color. Okay, and if you want to print this series also, we have to use SR2. Okay, and then shift and enter. So you can see this is the data set. Okay, now if you want to access any element, any value, see here we are using here in the matrix case also we use this notation, these notations to access the element, to get the subset, and many more. So the symbol are the same as we do for the matrix operations and accessing the element. The same we are doing for the series. Okay, so here this is the series 2, and these brackets will be used, and inside we have the string because the color names are there. Okay, so in the series 2 we have these colors, and we can use any color name. So when you will use green here, and when we will execute, you can see the value of green is 9. The value of green is 9. If you are using here red, okay, if you are using red, and then you can see the value of red is 1. If you are using at place orange, okay, so the value of orange, and always remember that Python is very sensitive, so the text which you store at a place must match. Okay, otherwise this will return error. So the value of orange which we store here is 4. Okay, if you are taking series 1 at a place, okay, now this will access the value from series 1, and in the series 1 the value of orange is also here 4, you can see. And if you will take here for the series 1, if you are using red, so this is very simple examples to use. Okay, you can check it. So for the series 1, series 2, both we have checked and we use here. Now you can see we have the series 3, and inside series 3 we have the data is this is the data, and all these are the only the text. And while using the text, we have to use a single quote sign, or you can use double quote sign also. Okay, so this data will store will generate the series and will store inside series 3, and this is used to print the value. Okay, and when you will execute, and you can see we have the index are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and at a space we have the series element which are inside the data. Okay, and then you can use for the accessing the element. If you will, in the previous examples there was the numbers, and here in the place of A, B, C, D, E, we have also sorry, in the place of this index 0, 1, 2, 3, we have the characters or the you can see alphabets. Okay, so if you are using here 4, then corresponding to 4 we have is E. If you are using 0, and this will access, yeah, this is A. Okay, so
Sir,
this is the series. Yes, please.
sir, why the data type is object?
Here, yeah, these are the object only. ABC, these characters are stored in the Python as a object. So this is the type of the data. If you
Okay.
have the integer, then it will return int. If there will be float values, then it will float, and these strings will return in the form of object.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
And similarly, you can see here this is the string 3. Okay, and these are the all element. And here we have the string 1. These are the all element. Okay, and this is the string 3, series 3. Okay, and all the elements are there. And you can easily add series 1 and series 2. If you want to combine, then you can see series 1 plus series 2. Okay, and when you will execute this cell, we have these values. So first check the blue. Here blue is nan and yellow is nan. Okay, so the thing is that why nan is there in series 1 there is blue, but is in series 2 the blue color not exist. So that's why there is no value corresponding to blue in series 2. Okay, and yellow is at the place, but yellow is in series 2, not exist in series 1. Yellow is not in series 1. Okay, that's why for blue and for yellow, the values are nan, not a number. Okay, and other values which you can see the green. Okay, see the values of the green. Here is 2 and here is 9, and 9 plus 2 is 11. That's why you can see here is 11. So when you have this type of the series and when you are going to add this one, so only the values which are exist on both the series will be automatically added. Okay, if these are exist in both the series, and those which are not exist in the both will return nan value. So this is the way to add the series, and very simple. Just to we are taking the plus sign, and this is the series 1, and this is the series 2, and it will return these values. Here is the next. We have the example of the two-dimensional labeled data structure, and here we are using NumPy as NP and Pandas as PD, and also we are from NumPy.random. We are importing the random numbers. Rand n means we are this is the one of the like module, and inside we can generate the random numbers. Okay, and here np.random.state101. So this will help us to generate the random numbers to generate the data. Okay, So here the data which we will use here will be randomly generated and then we will use. See here for the indexing and selection, the section is 2.3.1. Very interesting. See here is the data and we are taking the data randomly, and this function which you can see rand_n. Okay, so this will generate the randomly number and the size will be 5 by 4. 5 rows and 4 column will be there by using this one, and all the values will be chosen randomly. We are not giving any value, but the values will be selected is randomly. The size will be 5 by 4. Okay, then you can see here the index is A, B, C, D, E. Okay, these are the index which will be the on the left hand side in the place of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and these are the column names. These are the column names W, X, Y, Z. So we assign these names to the column, as well as the index we have A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so when you will see this will generate the data set and will store inside DF. DF is the just we have the assignment variable, name of the variable, and in the side all the information will be stored and we can use anywhere. And if you want to print the value, you will use it again at space. So at space the value will be stored, and we are using DF again to print the value. Okay, so when you will execute this shell, we have this nice. You can see the error is there. Why this happened? Because we did not import this library. These are already import. We are using in the previous shell, but here this is the new library which we are using here to generate the value. That's why this is the error. So first we have to execute this shell, and by using executing this shell, the libraries which are required for this operation will be available and we can use. So without having the any tool and we are performing the task, not possible. So tools which we are using must be available, and for that we have to import. Okay, so you can easily import these libraries which are required for this section. Okay, and now you can see this is updated now, and now we can come to this shell, and when you will execute, yes, you can see the shell is there, the values are there. So you can see on the left hand side we have A, B, C, D, E. On the right hand side we have on the top we have the shell column name W, X, Y, Z, which is again very quite simple. Okay, and whenever we have the data, which we will do in the coming sessions, because here we are choosing the random data, and when we have the data, and then how we can manipulate, how we can perform these operations. Okay, so just at that place we will import here data. Okay, but here we are taking the random data. So now see
Sir, what
if
uh,
yes
sir,
please, yes
what is the
please.
meaning of 5 and 4? Please, could you please tell me, sir? 5 and 4?
5 and 4. Okay, 5 rows are there and 4 columns are there.
Okay, sir. And sir,
The
in
meaning
what
of this
range?
5 is the meaning
Uh,
of 5 is 5 rows, and the meaning of this one is 4 column. You can see
okay, sir.
the first row, second, third, 4, 5. Okay, W, X, Y, Z, these are 4. So 4 column are there and 5 rows are there. Okay, so this is the size of the data which we will generate, and according to the size of our data, if there are the 5 rows, then we have to assign 5 index values. If there are 4 columns, we have to assign 4 column names, and you can see the counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here is 4. So according to our the size of the data set, we have to assign the index value as well as the column names. Okay, and this function which you can see here, this will generate the data set which will be the randomly. Okay, random data is there. So if you can see, check this value 2.706850. Okay, and when I will execute, the value change. Value, all the values are changes. So as much you will run this part every time, this will generate a new data set. Every time you will have new values. See, these are the new value. Again, check this. So every time that when you will run this shell, rand n function will generate new data for you. Okay, but the size of the data will remain same. Always there will if you put here 5 rows and 4 columns, the size of the data will be same, but the values will be different. Okay, so here from this data set, is it is okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here you can check the type of the data. Okay, you can choose here one variable w. Okay, so type dfw. W means these values in the first column. Okay, and you can check the data type which is inside w parameter or variable. So when you will execute, you can see pandas. Inside pandas, we have the series, and series inside you can see this one. This is the series. Okay, so one array is the series. Okay, here you can see we are accessing two columns. We are accessing at place two columns. Okay, so here how you can access df is the data frame which we create here, and inside that we have the this bracket. You can see one is x variable and second is z variable, and when you will execute, and you can see the values of x column and y column, x column and z column are there, but the number of rows are same. Okay, the number of rows are same. If you are taking at this place w, here is w. Okay, and see, this is w array and z array. Okay, and if you are taking here code sign, and here you take x and then comma. Okay, so yes, and execute. Now there are 3 columns are there, but actually we have 4 columns. We have four columns. So any column you can access by using this this statement. You can see here how you can access the element any column values. Okay, corresponding to w, x, z variables. But you can see here all the rows are there. Here is the example. Again, we have the x, y, the same thing. Okay, so in type df xy, what is there? We have the data frame. We have data frame because we are accessing the value from df. Okay, so pandas.core.frame.data frame. Now, by using add a new column, sometimes if you need to add some new column, we can add. See, this is the same data frame which we created initially, and same is by using this statement, we can print the value. Okay, df is the same, which is add space, okay, the same data we are using here. So whenever you will use this df anywhere, the data frame which we use store add space will print. Okay, so if we are using this df add space, it means we are using the same data frame which we use in the above shell. Okay, so this is the same data set. Now what we are doing, we want to add new data. Okay, so what is there? We are generating new data according to the new column will be, suppose that the name is new, and this new column is we are getting by adding these two columns, the values of w and that of x, and also we can have our own values. Okay, but we are getting the values by adding these two columns, w and x. So when you will use this statement, the new data will generated and will print here. You can execute. Yes, so you can see now this new data set which was generated and has been added inside DF. So now DF contain one new column. This is the new column. These are the new. This is the new column. Okay, so you can generate or you can have your own data set. You can store and you can give the name. Okay, here you can give any name. Say it is. I give the name new code. Okay, so when I will execute this shell, here is okay. New one column is also more generated. So the data which this is the updated value. This was the updated value. Okay, that's why one new shell has been added here. So what you will do, we need only the new column. First, you need to update this value. Okay, so again, it is getting the same data is there. We have to start from this place. Okay, first we need to update the new shell. Where is new shell? Okay, this one. First we update this value. W, X, Y, and Z. Okay, now come to this place. Okay, now you can have okay. It is fine. This is the same. And now come to this place. This is the new column. Okay. And yes, it is okay. So this is the updated value. If now you will use DF anywhere, this value will be printed because this is the updated value of DF. Okay. So at this place we have only the just 1 minute. I'm checking the next one. Label is new and drop. Okay. Come back so that no confusion will be created. Yes. This shell, then this one you can access. Okay. And here this is the same shell. It is fine. No. We have to update first this one. This is the latest, right? 54. And now when we use address space, we have it is fine. Okay. We have WXYZ. And address place we have new, only new. Fine. Now this is the new shell by using this operation. Okay. Now come to this place. See here, removing column and rows. How we can do? We can use the drop function. This is the way how we can remove the value. Okay. So here df dot drop labels is equal to new. The new shell which we create at this place. Okay, this new column will be removed by using this function, and axis is equal to 1. Okay. See now. The new column which we add in the previous section has been removed, and now we have the original data set. W, X, Y, Z, and A, B, C, D, E.
Sir,
And
axis
here
1 means,
Haji.
sir, axis 1 means,
Okay, axis 1 and 0. 1 is used for the column, 0 is used for the rows. We
Okay.
discussed all these yesterday.
Okay, sir.
Did you attend my lecture yesterday?
Sir, I was not actually, I think 8 o'clock. From 8
Okay,
o'clock, I've attended.
madam, I have shared the script file always
Okay, sir.
after the session. Secondly, the recording is available, and also we are generating the playlist on the YouTube that is also available, so that everything, uh, if this system not work, just like sometimes the app is not opening in your system or in your mobile. Okay, the lecture which are available playlist I have share in the group which we have create, so that whenever it is required, you can easily click on the playlist and you can open the lecture. You can start anywhere. Okay, easily you can access. So the this lecture is now on the live stream also. Okay, so everything we are doing in this way so that you don't miss anything. So the main
Okay.
thing is the benefit of these files, which I am doing a lot of efforts to prepare these files so that without any loss of time, you can easily work on this file. Just you need to upload the file and work on it, run the code. If you have any problem, and we have described everything in the statement. If still you have any issue or the problem, you can ask from me. Okay, so the main thing is you have to work on these files. Okay, you need not required to spend a lot of time. Okay, if the session is 2 hours and within 2 hours I present all this content, you need only maximum 1 hour, and within 1 hour you can easily go through all the content, and you can do some manipulation in the data in the file. And this will update your. And also one more thing I want to announce to all the participants. Today we have generated the one quiz, and there are about 25 questions. You can submit in the coming 24 hours anytime, but the time limit is 30 minutes only. Okay, so whenever you will start to attempt the quiz, the time automatically will start, and within 30 minutes you have to submit this quiz. The quiz will be based on the past 4 sessions. Okay, so this is also the part of this or our ongoing workshop and the part of the workshop. So the feedback form also I share. Some of the participants have submitted their feedback, and the feedback is very strong. Okay, very positive. I got the feedback from your side, and also I submit one poll. Also, I saw that the poll is also looking fine. So the main thing is, if you are spending 2 hours with me, and the files and the content which I am presenting and I am sharing with you. So if you will go through all these, this will help you add here some values. So the main important thing is for us add some values in ourselves. Okay, so by using this statement, df dot drop label new x is 1 in place 2. Okay, sometimes if there is any error, then you can use this statement. Okay, in place 2, so there will be no error. But here when you will execute, we have the same data set. Okay, yes. How now the thing is how we can stack the rows. Okay, how we can drop the column, how we can add the column, how we can access the column, we have discussed. But now the thing is how we can select the rows. So here we will perform some operations. See, we have the same data set. Okay, and very simple. So this is the DF, and rows and columns you can see. Their index is ABCDE, and column names are WXYZ in the same as we choose in the beginning. Okay, so if you can see DF dot LOC location of A. So by using this A, you can assess the first row. You can assess the all the elements of row. Okay, see, these are the elements of row. This is the first value, second value, third value, fourth value, 2.706850, then this value 0.628133, and same is added place. Okay, so these are the elements of A, first row. If you are taking at this place E, this will assess the last row. Very quite simple. And just you need to note these functions which we are using to assess any row or any column. How we can assess the column, how we can assess the row. Okay. And if you are using at the place D, this will assess the D row. Okay. You can see this element at the place. Okay. This is the W, X, Y, Z. Okay. The value of W is this one. This is the first column, second column, third column, fourth column. Okay, very simple. Then you can check the data type. Okay, so df.loc C. You have added plus D. Okay, and execute. So this is the series. This is one series. Okay, if you are taking added place, since when we have one-dimensional data, that is always series. Okay. Yes. Now, if we, is it okay? Any doubt? Is there any doubt? Okay.
No, sir.
No. Okay. Thank you. So here, this is the section 2.3.5, and here we are going to discuss about the selecting the subset of rows and columns. And this is again very simple. See here, this is the actual original data frame. You can see A, B, C, D, E, W, X, Y, Z. Now we are getting select the subset of rows and column. You can see here df.loc B to D, B to D, B throw to D throw. Okay, and you can see when you will execute B, C, D, B, C, D. If you take it as the C, here is C, and last is E. And then we have C, D, E. Okay, if here is, we have A, and then at the place we have is C. Then we have A to C. Okay, LOC is used for rows. So all the rows will
Sir,
be selected according to
any middle row, sir. Means if I want A, B, and E, so can we do that?
keep patience, keep patience. Come to the next shell. Okay, here, what you are observing, we are selecting first row A, then E, then B. Okay,
Yes, sir.
A, E, B, according to in which manner you want to manipulate. Okay, so these are the rows which we want to select, and these are the columns, and we are taking X, Z, and W column. This is the subset of the entire data. Got it? This is the subset of our entire data. So according to which row you want and which column you want, according to that you can set at the place, and this will return the subset of the entire data set. See, here is A, E, B. If you are taking at place, we must have C, and here is E. Last element is E. Here is X, Z, W, and run this part. Okay, A, C, E. So these rows are selected, and corresponding to these rows, X, Z, W column is there. Okay, if you want that W column must be on the first place, just you need to change only the values. Okay, so this will automatically manage everything. Very simple. Just you need to play with these values, labels, and labels of the index as well as the column name. Just you need to manipulate, and according to your manipulation, the data set, when you will run this code, this will return the values which will be the subset of the given data set according to your input. Okay, and you can easily manipulate. So if you want that, you don't need W. If you want, you need only these two columns are required. Okay, see, W is absent. Very simple. Now, sometimes we have the conditional selection. We can apply this also. So here we have the data set, and inside data set we are again taking the random data. Size is 54, and these are the labels for index, and these are column name. Okay, and this will generate the data frame by using, see here, to generate the data frame we have to use pd dot pd will manage the data frame data set. Okay, and inside pd we have the data frame function. So this data frame will generate the data frame, and the data will store inside df, and this will print the value which are stored inside df. So when you will execute, you have a b c d e w x y z. If you will run again, the value are changed. See, once again, this value will be replaced. So as much you will run this code, the values each time will be updated. Okay. Now inside this data set, we have some values are positive, some values are negative. But now we can apply the conditions which we studied in the last lecture. Okay, all the logical operators, whatever we have, and according to our desire, our conditions, filters which are required, we can apply all this. Okay, see here, we want all those values which are greater than 0. The meaning of this statement is that the values inside df which are greater than 0. So when you will execute this shell, okay, and you can see, this is the logical statement, and they will return true false. So you can see the values which are greater than 0, this will be true and other will be false. You can see
Sir,
that. Yes, please.
why is the value -0? What does that mean? -0 values. Like before 0, it's
No. Here, the values which are greater than 0 will be true, and the values which will be less than 0 will be false. Okay, here we are checking the values which are greater than 0. Okay, so you can see when we are applying the logical operator, and there are only the two conditions, either the statement will be true or false. Okay, so the values which are greater than 0 will be true, and those values which are less than 0 are false. But here we are using df greater than 0. So only those shell will be true whose values are greater than 0. See here on the first corresponding to A. This is greater than 0. This is greater than 0. True and true. This is a negative value which is less than 0. False. Again, this is positive value which is greater than 0. True. Okay. So all those values which are less than 0 will be false, and the values which are greater than 0 are true. And here we store this data set inside B. Okay, here we apply this conditional statement. Okay, and according to this, we have the some outputs which you can see on the above. But here we are using the equal sign. So according to this information which we have, will be stored inside B, and B will print the value. Okay. So this is the same output to and the printing at the place. Now, if you want to assess the value of B, DFB, see what happened. DFB, okay? DFB. Okay, so the value which are inside B are these, and see what happened at its place. Are you getting this information? What is the meaning? Here some values are there, but the other some are named. Some are named. Why?
Yes. The one negative less than 0 will give the none, and the other one, which is true, will give the same value.
Yes. So according to this condition, the values which are greater than 0 are true, and all those information stored inside B. Okay. So when you will access the values, okay, which are true, when you will use this statement, only those values will access at its place in this new data frame, which are true values, and true values are those which are greater than 0. So only the positive values will be there inside in this new data frame, and the other values which are not true, which are false, will return at its place none. Okay, you can see none. None means not a number. Okay, here which values which are false return at its place is none. None means not a number. Okay, so this is the new data frame. Only the positive values are there in this data set. Now come to the next level. See here, we are assessing. You can use DF. DF is greater than 0. So here we have the same statement. Only those values which are greater than 0 will be inside this data frame. So either you can use this statement also, which you can see here. This will return the same data set as we do in the above. Okay, you can see we have the same. Okay, so now come to next. Yes. So if you will assess DFW and greater than 0, DFW which are greater than 0. So here you can see this is the, what is this? These are the index, okay, and the values of W which are greater than 0 will be true, okay, and other will be false. You can see. So here name is W and the data type is Boolean. Okay, so these are the Boolean values. Boolean values are always in the true form, either it will be true or false. These are the Boolean values. And here we are checking. See here we are using D is equal to DF W to Z. W to Z. What is W? W are the column name. W is column name. W to Z. Okay. It means all the columns. From this is the first element W and last is Z. So all the columns. Okay, we are taking here. In the middle, we have the column. It means W to Z. So all the values which are greater than 0 must print here. Okay. So when you will execute, we have to execute this one, right? So this is the only X, W, W, X, Y, Z. There is no value such that in every cell we have the values are greater. Okay, and if you will print here, now the values are stored inside this, and when you will again check DFD, okay, so these all are none. Okay, all the values are none. So here, when you will use DFW greater than 0, here is only the one array W. Okay, so according to this condition, only those value will return which values of W which are greater than 0. See, here is only these are the values of W, okay, which are greater than 0. The negative values in this data frame absent. No negative values of W are there. All the values are positive. of W. If you will take here X, inside X you can see these are also positive, and in Y we have values are negative. We are checking for Y. So only those values which will be greater than 0, only those rows will be selected. See, the values of Y are positive. Okay, so only those rows will be selected in which the values of Y are greater than 0. Okay, similarly, you can check for Z. Only those values which are greater than 0 in Z array. Okay. Yes. So these values are positive. So these rows A, B, and E are selected. So in this way, we can manipulate. And sometimes if you are using here less than, if you are using less than, so all the negative values will be there. See, all the negative values. So all the negative values will be selected inside Z, and corresponding to the rows will be there. Okay, so in these two rows C and W, you can see the values of Z are negative, and only those two rows are there inside this data set. So in this way, we can easily manipulate, we can apply the conditional logical operators to manipulate our data set. So here again, in the section 2.3.7, we have multiple conditions. If it is required to apply multiple conditions, we can do. So before starting this at 2.3.7, if there is any question from your side, please raise your hand, or you can unmute your mic, or you can drop your question in the chat box. Jyoti, yeah, you can unmute your mic.
Sir, not understood that previous one. All and had came that not I didn't understood.
Which one?
Previous one. All output is all NaN.
Okay, I'll put NaN. So here we check that the values will be stored inside D. See, the value inside D will be stored are those where W to Z column, where all the columns greater than 0. Okay, so there is no such column where all the values are greater than 0. That's why this is empty. You can see when you will execute, and you see that this is empty. X, Y, Z, X, sorry, W, X, Y, Z column names are there, but there is no value. Come to the original data set. In each column, there is a negative value. In this set, you have negative value. In this column is also there is negative value. In this also we have the column value, negative value. In this column is also there are some element are negative. But here we are checking all those columns which are greater than 0. We are checking W to Z where all the columns are greater than 0, all the values. Okay, so there is no such column. That's why when we are executing this shell, we have W, X, Y, Z column names are there, but after that there is no value. Okay, that's why when you are using DFD, the meaning is that this statement, we are printing the new data set which is D, and that's why we have all the elements are NaN. These are NaN.
Yes.
Okay,
Got it,
since
sir.
this set is now empty.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Can we visualize this data in a matrix form?
Matrix form.
And we are able to do matrix operation.
Addition, subtraction, multiplication, right? Yeah,
Right.
we can do. We can do, we can do. Yeah, we can do. Please wait. This will be inside this file or in the next file. Don't worry.
Okay, sir.
Here we have the multiple conditions. Okay. And here you can see we have this the original data frame, and you can execute the data set is updated here. Okay, and you can easily see all the values. On the left side we have the index A, B, C, D, E, and column names are there. Okay, and after that, yes, you can see we have here logical and operator. See here we are in the previous we are applying only the one condition, but here we are going to apply two conditions. But these conditions are more understandable if you have studied or followed my previous lecture. File was there, and all these operators are there inside those file. So all those operators which we discussed in the previous lectures, we are using at this place. So this is the first condition. This is the first condition. And inside this condition, we have dfx, x array, all the elements which are greater than 0. And this is the second condition, all those elements of y array which are greater than 0. And at this place, we are using and. It means all those elements which are those elements of x and y which are greater than 0. So two conditions we are applying. Okay, both the element of x and y must be greater than 0. Only those elements will be there inside the new data set. So two conditions we apply at this. Okay, so when you will apply the multiple conditions, you can do some more complex operation, but here we choose a very simple example. When you will execute, and you can see that only we are taking x and y. This is the x and this is the y. So only these two values are positive. You can see the value of x is positive, that of y is also positive. Okay, and only D row is there in which x and y are both are true. Both the conditions are true. That's why we have at this place only D. If you are changing here, suppose that it is W. So in W and X, see, in W and X, A, B, and E row, you can see these values are positive, these values are positive. We need not worry about Y and Z. Okay, we need only observe W and Z, W and X only. Okay, and if suppose that the value of X are greater than 0 and that of W are less than 0, you must play by manipulating in this way. Okay, and see the value of W is negative at this. The value of W is negative and that of X is positive. So in this way, whenever you have the file, you need to spend some time to manipulate all these operations and all the statement what we have added in this file. Very interesting.
Sir,
Yes,
in
please.
previous lectures, we have used A and D as well. So is A and D and ampersand different or same?
Uh,
A and D operator we have used.
mhm. Can you text me? What was the operator there?
Sir, the operator is A and D and or. So,
Okay, or.
and here
Okay,
we have the symbols of and or. So, are they different?
okay,
Actually, in previous lecture, I had that question, and now I just, that question popped up in my mind.
okay. So here, see here, what is the meaning of and? If these two statement, this is true and this is true, then this will be true. In the case of and, both the condition must be true, only then the statement will be true. Okay. And if you are using or, so at least one statement must be true. And if both are false, then this will be false. If one statement is true or both are true, then it is true. Okay. And in this case, both must be true. If one statement is false, then this statement will be while using and we have false. Okay. So here you can there is no difference in the previous lecture which we discussed are same. Okay, the actually these logical operators, the logic will be remain same. There is always no difference whether you are using C or C++ or Python or MATLAB. Okay, but the main thing I let you know that I never studied about C or C++. I started using the programming with MATLAB. Okay, but
Okay, sir.
things are same in every language.
Okay, sir.
Sense will
Thank
be
you.
same. Okay, so here you can see either you can see this is greater than 0 or this is greater than 0. Okay, here we are using the or operator. Okay, so here when you will execute and see what we have
Sir,
observed. Yes, please.
sir, can we say AND operator is for intersection and OR operation for union in mathematical term?
Or
And for intersection, suppose A and B are set, and then we can say A intersection B. And operator
madam,
for intersection?
madam, may I know about your background, study
Oh,
background?
MSc statistics and pursuing PhD
Okay, you are pursuing PhD.
in statistics.
And before
MSc
that,
statistics.
and graduation.
BSc statistics.
Okay. And plus two,
Sorry? MSc statistics.
senior secondary
Sorry?
after 10th class, plus one, two.
No, 10 plus 3 plus 2. 10 plus
Okay.
2 plus 3 plus 2. Sorry.
I think you must spend some time on Boolean algebra. Okay,
Okay.
very simple. You need only 1 hour is enough. So
I
all
know
the
the basic concepts, sir. Boolean algebra and mathematical logic, both
yes,
steps.
these are very simple, very simple. You
Okay.
can easily go through all these, and if you need this content, I will provide you. Otherwise, also you can access from internet. You can easily get all this content about the Boolean algebra. Once you will go through all these, there will be no confusion about all these operators and how we can use. Okay, so fundamental concept must be very clear. So here the thing is that intersection or union, these are different things. These are not same.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Suppose that in the end case, okay. If both the statement are true, only then this will be true. Okay. Suppose, for example, husband and wife. If wife is going to anywhere for any trip, so husband will be there with. So both will be there. Then only the trip will be possible. So alone wife or alone husband, the trip will not be possible. Okay. And in the second example, you can say or. So one statement must be true. In that case, only say in house, there will be always a pray. Okay, we pray for the God. Okay, so either wife will do pray, or husband will do pray, or both will do pray. Okay, then these are true. If both are not doing, then this is false. Very simple. So these are the real life examples, and we can understand all this concept. And the same thing we are applying at this place. So the statement, if one statement from these two is true, only then this will be true. And if both are false, then it will be false. Okay. So we are doing the same operation at this place. Here we are observing this array. The values of this array are greater than 0, and those of y are also greater than. We are taking here greater than 1. Okay, I am doing here 0 also. Okay, so either these elements are greater than 0, or these are greater than 0, or both are greater than 0. Okay, see and observe here x, w and y. Okay, this is the w and y. This is greater than 0, but y is negative, true, since one statement is true. Here this is positive, but this is negative, again true. This is negative, this is positive, this is also true for or operation. Okay, here is negative, here is positive, this is also true. And here is negative, sorry, this is positive and this is negative. Okay, so one is true, only then we have these values. And if you are checking for, say, yes, we are taking it as x. See, in x we have this is negative and this is negative. See, both are negative. So we are comparing w and x for or operation. Okay. So now the row is the values which are both negative in w and x has been removed. We need only both are true. First statement removed. Okay, and if you will do here less than, the values of w are greater than 0, or that of x are less than 0. See, this is x. Okay, so here this is true, this is false, but true and false, true. Here this is true and this is true, both true, then also again true. Here this is false for w, but true for x. Okay, then this is true, and this is true for w, and this is false for x, hence true. Okay, so either one statement for this must be true, and this will return the true value only. Okay, so in this way you can do, and you can play with this code and observe the value. So the most important thing is the understanding about these operations while we are using, and as soon as you will try to understand the what are the sense of these operations, this is very, very important, and we can easily understand by doing, by changing, by manipulating all these values. Okay, so one by one you must be run this code and play with this. And here is the index. Okay, so inside index, okay, a lot of content are there to present today. So this is the df, and here we can df dot reset underscore index. Okay, so here we can reset the index, and when you are using this statement, and you can see this is the index is now 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the index. These are now some values. Okay, inside this is now index is now new variable. Previously these are w, x, y, z. And here if you want to add a new index, okay, we want to replace these values. What we will do, we give the new index is equal to R, G, B, O, Y. These are the new values for the index. Okay, and you can check these values by running at replace. Now DF colors new index. So what we do here, we will add a new column with these values. Okay, and column name will be colors. See, name of the column will be colors. And when you will run this code, you can see on the right hand side, we have the colors R, J, B, O, Y. Okay, so here what we do, we want to assign this column as index. So what we do, we will use this statement df dot set underscore index. Okay, we want to set the index. This is the function name, and inside which column you want to assign the index. Okay, we want to use colors as index. Okay, these values must be assigned as the index of this data set. And when you will execute, you can see now these are the colors are the index for this data set. So in this way, we can easily set the we can reset the index by using this pattern. And here is also multi-index. Okay, sometimes we have the data in two types, like we are using two colors, red and green. Here is the example. And under the red, we have 3 sections, and under the green also there are 3 sections. Okay, so the sections are also the one type of the index. Okay, so this type of known as multiple index. See, here we are taking outside, we have this color, red, green, green. There are 3 red color. Okay, and we assign inside the section name. Okay, these are 1, 2, 3, and for this we are give the name and inside value 1, 2, 3. So when you will execute this shell, then you will zip outside and inside together. And when you will zip by using the list zip, okay, zip will combine these outside and inside and will return as a list. Okay, we are using here list. So this is the list, you can see. This is the list. Okay, now by using this list, we will assign the multi-index. Okay, see here, multi-index is equal to PD. Then we are using multi-index from tuple. Okay, and then this is the higher index. Okay, this one, and the names are colors and numbers. So here in this list, you can see there are colors and the numbers are there. Colors are 2, red and green, and the numbers are 1, 2, 3. Okay, so when you will execute this shell, okay, and see here, this will return. You can see this is the index, multi-index, red. So under red we have 3 numbers, 1, 2, 3, and again under green we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we store this information in names. We are saving in names. Okay, so here colors and numbers are there. So now we will use this pattern inside our data frame and we will generate data set. See here, we are using PD dot data frame, and the data is 6 by 2, and index equal to multi-index, which we store here, and column names are A and B. Column names are A, B. So here the data set is of the size 6 by 2. Why 6 by 2? Here you can see these are 6 rows. Okay, and column names we are choosing here A, B. So the size of, according to the size, how many multi-index are there? 6. And rows column name we are taking at this place 2. So if you are taking 2 column, then we have to assign 2 column name. If there are 3, then you can assign 3 names. Okay, depend upon our choice. According to that, we can manipulate. So here, when I will execute and see what information will return according to this input. So see here inside, we are the 2 colors only. These are the output index. Outside index is red and green. And inside index we have are 1, 2, 3. These are for red color. And also for the green color, we have 3 indexes. 1, 2, 3. So these 3 are for the red and these 3 are for green. So these are happened due to this one, which we created as place multi-index. Multi-index is created like in this way, and we are using this multi-index as place to generate the multi-index data frame. And you can see the output value. Okay, again, we can assess the element according to our need, according to our requirement, and we can manipulate all these values. And very interesting, you can see how we can assess these values if you are using this statement df dot location red. Okay, this is the red color. Okay, and inside we have the one more location. This is the 1, 2, 3. This red is the location for the outer, and here the location is inside, which is 1, 2, 3. So we are taking 1. Okay, and A is the first column. So this will return here this value, which I highlighted this, and see. Read this syntax very carefully and how this is working. This is very important part. Okay, so df from the data frame which we have created at this place. This is the data frame, and LOC, this is the outer location. Okay, LOC we are taking first. We can choose either red or green. So we are taking red. Okay, and inside red we have one more index. We are using 1. Okay, 1, and then there is also one column. This is the column value, and when you will execute this shell, this value will be assessed, and you can see here. Okay, this is the entire value up to long decimal places. You can check
Sir,
it.
is it working like a multi-dimensional array?
Yes, this is a multi-dimensional.
Okay, sir.
If you are here too, this is the multiple dimensional array, madam. The same thing we are talking about.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So here you can see if we are taking 2, you are computer background.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there is a little bit of difference of the indexes, and otherwise the logics in the C, C++ or Python, MATLAB, Mathematica, Maple, Scilab, the logic behind every program is same. Okay. So here you can see this value. We are using it 2. So this value assessed. If you change this outer, we are taking here green. Okay, and you can see this value green. This is the green, and then we choose take it as plus 2, and this is the second value. If you are taking B, then this will take from second column. See. So this is second, and this is the value. You can see here. Compare. So in this way, we can assess the element values from the multi-dimensional multi-index. Okay, and then you can get here df.index.names. Okay, by using this one, you can get the names. You can see colors and this one. If you want to assign new name, see here for the df.index.name, we assign the names to the index. Okay, and see we give the color. For these colors we have code, and for numbers we are using num. And when you will execute, So this is the turning value you can see here. Okay, so dear participant, this is all about the today's session, and many content are there inside this file. I thought that today this entire file can be easily presented, but right now I am able to present the half content which I prepared in this file. Okay, so many contents are there inside in this file. So cross section and many things are there, but I will share this file with you, and the operations which are inside you will go through in the through the entire file. Okay, and tomorrow when we will join the session, we will start from this place, and if you will try and go through entire content, then you can have some more questions and you can ask from me. Okay, so someone raise hand. Jyoti, yes ma'am, you can unmute your mic.
Yes, sir. Sir, if you want to try this, so we have to work in Jupyter or
Yes.
Google Colab is
If for this file you will use Jupyter Notebook, that will be more beneficial.
okay.
You
Okay.
can use the Google Colab also, but there are some few statements for that we need to update these values according to Colab.
Okay.
Okay, so there may be some issues due to some statements which are not compatible with the Colab. That's why since I have created this file by using the Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so when I was preparing this file, so I face some challenges. Okay, so when you will use this file in Jupyter Notebook, this will be very supportive, and there will be no issue in entire file, and you can run all the statement which I inserted in this content. Okay, any more question, please?
Okay. Thank you so much.
So tomorrow we will start from this place. Remember, some missing values are there. We cover cross section. No, this is pending from my side.
Sir, one last question. Sorry to say. Sir, I've never seen -0 before, like in number line even. So what do you mean by like -0 means what, sir? Like value, I'm not able
Negative
to like
negative values.
means -0 means what mean? I've never seen like
No, negative
so,
zero, ma'am.
like
Actually, zero is neither positive nor negative.
yes, I also seen
Yeah.
that.
So if there is a negative sign in zero, no
Yes, sir.
sense. You will
No
put a
sense.
positive. Okay,
Okay.
zero is zero.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
That's why we call zero as a non-negative number. Any more question, please? Okay. So thank you for the today's session, and I hope that you enjoy the entire session. But you must try all these content which we discussed during the today's session. And tomorrow we will resume the meeting at the same time, 7 p.m. And thank you once again to all the participants for your patience. Good night and stay connected. Thank you to all.
Thank you, sir.